Short video based on what I've just seen today. A warning to all of you who are invested in legacy auto. A warning to all of you who are invested in pretty much any company outside of Tesla or Chinese electric car companies. Huge pain and bankruptcies are going to come much quicker than I previously said. Much quicker than I think the mainstream industry believes. And it is for these key reasons that you need to get out. It's going to happen much quicker than what we all thought. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm the Electric Viking. My name is Sam Evans. I'm coming to you here from Melbourne, Australia. Over the last 9 or 10 months, we've made 1,278 videos. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you check out some of those videos. A video I just made about half an hour ago was talking about something that nobody has mentioned on any of the mainstream electric vehicle websites or anyone in the media, but it is more important than probably any other video that I've created here. It is the point in which lithium iron phosphate batteries, which are substantially cheaper, in fact, around about half the price on today's current prices versus lithium ternary batteries. Pretty much the entire automotive industry outside of China and Tesla are using lithium ternary batteries. I'm talking legacy auto. That is their death. They are doomed because of that. Why? A perfect storm is coming. It's coming quicker than I thought it was, because we have now reached the point in which lithium iron phosphate batteries, which are not produced by companies outside of China currently, have just usurped cobalt batteries using nickel. Yes, this will be a problem for Tesla, but it'll be a much bigger problem for legacy auto, who have invested billions upon billions of dollars, which they don't have because they currently owe billions of dollars in debts. They have literally, many legacy automakers have more than $80 billion worth of debt. Volkswagen has more than $200 billion. And this is a big problem because these battery factories they are building now will be to build out batteries and cells which have a lower energy density than lithium iron phosphate batteries will have by the end of this year, which will be mass manufactured in China over the next 12 months to 24 months. Therefore, these batteries coming out of China will have an incredible advantage because of the fact that they cost half the amount of money and have basically the same, if not higher, energy density at the pack level versus the NCA, NCM chemistry ternary batteries currently being used by or in the process of being manufactured or ramping up manufacturing of these battery plants by legacy auto. Therefore, mathematically, they are doomed. There is nothing they can do to get out of this. One of the key reasons that they already know that they're doomed, Stellantis CEO has said it himself. He said it costs Stellantis 50% more to make an EV than what it does an internal combustion engine vehicle. In China right now, it already does not cost more, period, to make an EV. However, with these new energy density batteries, it's going to give Chinese electric vehicles a much bigger range. And when I say Chinese, I'm not just talking about Chinese cars. I'm talking about vehicles manufactured in China, where more than 50% of the world's electric vehicles are currently made. Huge advantages, right? It's going to give them much longer range than they currently have. It's going to mean customers will be aware of the fact that lithium iron phosphate batteries, and they're already becoming aware of this fact, have, in most cases, 3 times longer battery life. You can charge them to 100%. You can discharge them to 0. For example, Paul from BYD Drive, I'll put a link in the description below to his Facebook page, currently uses batteries from a BYD bus after the bus had finished its life. Now he uses those in storage for his house. So gives you an idea of just how well these batteries last for, right? So the key challenges are here. Legacy Auto is clearly unprepared completely because they assumed this wouldn't happen. They should have known what would happen. If you look at the energy density advances in lithium ion batteries over the past decade, you see advances every single year on average by around about 15 to 20%. That will continue over the next decade. What does that mean? It means that legacy auto simply cannot compete on price. And when I say cannot compete on price, I mean not even remotely. The chasm will be so wide that it will not be able to be crossed. So if cars are manufactured in China, and if companies currently have supply contracts with companies such as SVolt, CATL, and Guangxin High Tech, which I believe Tesla has a 200 gigawatt hour supply deal, 200 gigawatt hours per year, which is insane, for 230 watt per kilogram energy density lithium iron phosphate batteries, then it's those companies that will have a significant advantage. Now Volkswagen CEO Herbert Diess has said Volkswagen cannot compete with Tesla until 2025, towards the end of that year, or 2026. Carlos Tavares from Stellantis has said that they cannot make EVs anywhere near price parity with internal combustion engines until at least 2027 at the earliest. What does this mean? It will be too late. This transition will happen within the next 3 to 4 years and will be almost over within that period of time. Sounds insane. However, if we have a close look at all the battery factories currently being manufactured in China and the actual gigawatt hours of capacity coming from those factories, we can see that it's going to happen a lot faster than we think. If you look at the incredible rapid pace of electric car manufacturing in China and how that's doubling or tripling every year, you can see that this disruption will be very, very fast indeed. And it proves Herbert Diess was correct when he was asked, who are Volkswagen's competition? Well, he didn't say BMW. He didn't say Toyota. He said Tesla and China. And at the time that he said that, I didn't fully understand what he meant. However, it's important to keep in mind, Volkswagen's number one market, it makes 50% of all of its profit, is China. 50% of all of Volkswagen's profit currently comes from China. 50%. Volkswagen have 3 different big joint ventures with Chinese car companies. They've been building cars in China for more than 20 years, and they've been dominating that market for more than 20 years, and their dominance is starting to erode quite quickly. Why? It's not just happening to Volkswagen, it's happening to all of legacy auto in China. They'll be disrupted very quickly. BYD has just come out today and said that by the end of this year, they believe 40% of the Chinese car market, around about 25 million vehicles, and 25% of the entire world automotive market, in fact, 30% of the entire automotive world market, is about to be disrupted. In other words, 40% of that market will be electric by the end of this year. What does that mean by 2025? That means that probably around about 90% of the car market in China will have been disrupted by Chinese car companies, whether that's legacy Chinese car companies or electric Chinese car companies. It'll be a combination of the two. The majority of them will be using LFP batteries. Legacy auto will not be able to compete with that. They're nowhere near in position to compete with that. They haven't even come close to even considering what they're going to do in China, let alone planning for it. Some of them say things here and there, they make comments here and there. They say, look, here's 25 different concepts we just made last week. They're the kind of things that Toyota are doing, making concept cars. What do you think the Chinese are doing? They're laughing. They're laughing at them. You know why? While Toyota makes concept cars, the Chinese, they get to work building factories. They get to work on improving the energy density of their batteries. They get to work on using the cheapest type of batteries and in making that battery work, making that battery better. And it's becoming better and better and better. And by 2030, nobody is going to want a car with cobalt batteries or nickel batteries. It just will not make any sense. It doesn't make sense now. At the end of this year, it will not make sense, period. By 2030, that will be a thing of the past. Hopefully, Tesla is able to use lithium iron phosphate chemistry in their 4680 cells. If they're not able to, well, I think that'll be a big problem. However, I do believe Elon is aware of this. He tweeted this fact a few months ago. He said Tesla will be focusing on LFP batteries into the future, that will be the battery chemistry of the future. So I think he's aware of what's happening in China, and he's much smarter than I am. However, I had to make this video to let you know what's happening, and that this is going to happen very quickly. If China does hit 40% electric cars by the end of this year, the stock market could radically change from where it's at today. Legacy auto could have further losses as the industry starts to recognize what is happening, right? What is manufactured in China right now? Everything. Everything is more efficiently, more cheaply. Why would this not extend to vehicles? Well, it already has. Like I said, more than 50% of all electric cars sold and manufactured in the world today are in China. I'm not here gloating about this. I'm just telling you what's about to happen.